back in the day, in the early 2000s when you were here, and things were quite different. I'm just thinking about a few instances when we did not have electricity. Let me start off with that. Just try to get your understanding on that. There was a time when we were 18 hours without electricity, and today we have surplus of electricity in our country in a very short span of time. The knowledge base of Switzerland is very high when it comes to hydropower, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to technical skills. How do you think we've adapted to skills, especially learning, in the past 18 to 20 years?
I mean, I see the whole education system or the level of education of the young Nepali is of course totally a different state as it was. I mean, you have now young, good educated people. We have been, as you mentioned before, in the technical vocational education system since the very, very beginning with Balaju, Jiri, technical education, and we are still in this sector. Of course, now different than in the past. We are more now really supporting the provincial government and the local government to be able to fulfill their mandate, because the constitution has given the province the mandate to run the schools and the local level as well. So we are now really helping the government's level to implement the TVET strategy. And also we have been supporting the government of Nepal and the private sector to develop this dual model education system where young people can have a lot of practical know-how, because we have seen again and again that private sector says they don't get the right skilled people. So we are still in this field, and when we compare with other countries, then we see Nepal is one of the country in the technical vocational education system, in a dual VET system, most advanced in the world. This is sometimes not believable, but that's what we see, much more than the US and other countries.
Would you, let me give everybody a little bit of context. In 1962, we started Balaju School of Engineering and Technology with the support of the Swiss Corporation. And obviously, Sanotimi, and we moved on to that. Now on today's date, can you elaborate a little bit, especially to my young listener base, what exactly is the dual system of education?
Thank you. The dual system is a system where the young students spend most of their week time in the industry or in enterprise and only go one day to a technical school. Or they have 4 or 5 months in an industry and then 1 month in a technical school. So it is really the majority of their time they spend in the industry itself. Because then they learn the life skill, they earn from the beginning, and they also learn the real work, and not only theoretical, but also the practical knowledge. And in Switzerland, 80% of the young people, they go for a dual VET system, for a technical vocational system, but a dual VET, where you spend 1 day in a school and the rest. Only 20% go for higher education. So our system is built on that, which helps, because now when we talk with the private sector here, they say we don't get the right skilled laborers. So this is really a matching between the needs of the industry and also the need of the young people.
Okay, so just trying to understand this, how it works in Switzerland. I haven't been there yet. So let's say I'm 18-year-old, 16 or 18. Let's say I finished high school.
Yeah.
Once you're done with high school, then let's say I want to go ahead and be a plumber, let's say. Then I go and learn in the private sector directly.
Yes.
And then for a month, I will go and get training in the technical school.
Yeah, usually in the plumber, it's like this. You work 4 days in the enterprise and 1 day you go to school. And for example, my nephew, he is now 15. He is now thinking what kind of profession he wants to learn. He goes to enterprises. He spends a day to see if he likes it. And then he goes to the next one. And then he has to apply to get in an enterprise a position or a space to learn.
It's like an internship, or not even an internship.
No,
it's just
no.
like just trying to go ahead and try.
Yeah, you have to, and now then there's quite a tough selection because there's many students who want maybe to compete on one position in an enterprise, and then the enterprise can choose. And then the enterprise has the duty to train you properly, practically, and let you go one day to school to learn the theory.
So is this the system that obviously this is a system that's worked in Switzerland? How do you think we are grasping this system if this works out here?
I mean, it's not only Switzerland; it's Germany and Austria, where we have a lot of small and medium enterprises where this has shown as a very good model. I believe when we compare with other countries where we also support governments in introducing this kind of more practical learning, we see Nepal is quite ahead because the private sector is very interested. But we have also we also see that the government is very interested. It's really an openness because the understanding is there that this country needs young people with skills, with know-how and skills.
What kind of skills are we talking about, if you just had to elaborate a little bit?
I mean, this is, for example, nursing is the same. Then we go, for example, a plumber or, I mean, anything.
Anything that people want to go ahead and learn.
Anything beside a university where you get a doctor or you get engineer, but you can also make sub-engineer. This is also a technical vocational education and not a higher education.
तपाईले हाम्रो क्लिप एकदमै एन्जोय गर्नुभयो होला अब पुरै भिडियो हेर्नको लागि चाहिँ युट्युबमा सब्स्क्राइब गर्न नबिर्सिनु होला This program is brought to you by Vyas Studios